Welcome to Make a Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk Deadpool the movie review. Let's get right into this. Listen, first off, if you get anything from this video whatsoever, it's get your asses out of your seats and go see the Deadpool movie for a number of reasons. First reason, right off the bat, it's absolutely amazing. Don't let me overhype it. It's still a vulgar comedy with some kick-ass action. However, it's one of the best... No, it's my all-time favorite Marvel comic superhero movie out there. By a long shot. I mean, it absolutely, in my opinion, my tastes, it crushes the Avengers. For the vulgar aspect, for those who aren't interested in that, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Listen, let's break this down. First off, there's a couple things I want to mention as far as paying respects, and I think this is absolutely awesome, and I love that they did this. They pay a great amount of respect to the whole movement getting this movie made, at least I feel, and that's with the test footage. If you guys remember, about a year or so ago, there was this really awesome Deadpool test footage that was leaked, and I remember seeing that and I was like, man, that is the Deadpool movie we should get, like a lot of fans out there. And I had no hopes that we would get that. I'll be honest with you. I thought that was something we saw that we were going to be like, look, that's what we should have got. That's the movie they should have made, and we'd never get that. But we did. And I tell you what, it's absolutely awesome. So I love that they respect, again, in my opinion, they respect the movement to put that in there. And not only just that being a scene, it's an important scene. It's not only the opener in this movie, but it also kickstarts the structure of the story. For real, this scene jumping into the van or the SUV, kicking some ass, that whole ordeal, it's the opener, it kickstarts the structure, it introduces you to the characters, to the people, what's going on, and it's an awesome, just everything. Even the CGI used in that is absolutely great. I remember I picked out one flaw that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it was a 2-second clip. It wasn't even during that scene. It came later down the line in a movie when they were fighting on the... Forget I said that. I'll cut that out. Listen, there's some movies where you can have that fourth wall. Now, Deadpool's one of the best characters for this. You can have this movie just absolutely insane with the shit they do, the shit they talk about, and it's perfect. Nothing jumps out at you where you're like, oh, that took me out of the movie. Everything keeps you in the movie, and what I'm referencing mostly is breaking the fourth wall. Now, for those who don't know, breaking the fourth wall is if, you know, you're doing the movie and I look at the audience and speak to the audience, speak to the camera. You don't even have to be looking at them, but if you're directing your conversation or what's going on to the audience themselves, that's breaking the fourth wall. Now, Deadpool does this, and it fits this movie. It fits perfectly. Not only just that, but we have the people who made this movie, literally everyone involved, they knew they were on something that was a comedy, but they also treated it as if it was like The Dark Knight Rises. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's comedy, but they're serious with it. And I think that blend is something we should support at the box office. We can have two different types of comic book movies, in my opinion. We can have the one that's kid-friendly. We can have the ones you play around your families and everything, and that's all good and great. Then we can have the more dark and gritty ones. And Deadpool is not, you know, dark and gritty in that sense, but it's bloody, it's vulgar, it is just as if it was, you know, made without a care in the world about what rating they would get. I'm sure they did, but you get what I'm saying. But it would go in that field. It would go in that placement with the dark and gritty, you know, comic book movies and shit like that. Now, me personally, I know where my tastes lie. I saw Iron Man when it came out. I loved it, you know. It just doesn't grip me, Iron Man, the Avengers. I'll wait till it's out of theaters. It's not a big deal for me. However, with Daredevil on Netflix, I was there. The minute it came out, with Deadpool, you know, in the theaters, I'm there. With Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, like, I'm there. Even the new Batman vs. Superman, it has that darker vibe to it. It could be family-friendly, kid-friendly, who cares? I don't know. But that is where my tastes lie. So again, I feel like it's important to support something like this, not only because it's a very awesome movie, it's hilarious. There's a scene, listen, there's a scene with Colossus and Deadpool. It has that chick in it too, the teenage X-Men, which I will say, I'm going to keep this spoiler free, but there's something that happens where they hint a little bit at her costume while she's walking, and I was like, man, I hope there's more to that. It's nothing like vulgar or sexy or whatever. It's just a little hint, like a comic book thing, you know? And yeah, you get a little more to that, and it's cool. It has an awesome look to it. Like I said, nothing in this is like corny, I feel. Anyhow, the back and forth, the bickering between Colossus and Deadpool, at one point, it's just one of the best scenes in this movie. There's just so much to rave about. Again, it is vulgar. They do push it, you know. But it's necessary. You would, if you tone this down, you would go in there and watch it, and it wouldn't be that good of a movie. It wouldn't. Because you would sit there, even people who don't really know Deadpool a lot. Listen, I didn't stick with the franchise, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go out and buy every single comic book. I knew the character from, when I was younger. I knew of him, knew certain things. And even I, and a lot of people out there, would probably be like, yeah, this just doesn't feel genuine. It's just not making the mark. And that's if they toned it down. And like I said, they didn't. They said, we are going to make a Deadpool movie that fits the character, and it's something the fans deserve. Even though it's a comedy, this is one of the best comic book movies that has ever been made to date. And not the best because it's something that is deep and touching and has a hidden meaning and, philosophical in a way. It's not going to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Well, for some people it might make them interested in getting into the movie business or comic book, stand-up comedy. I don't know. It might do that, but it's not one of those deep philosophical movies that'll change your life. But it's done for what it's supposed to be. It's done perfect. Well, I never say anything's perfect, but it's damn near perfect. I mean, damn. And again, I think we should rush out, support this with our wallets. I got a couple family members. If they want to go see it, like a couple cousins of mine, I'm going to try to talk them into seeing it. I will go see it again. Absolutely. I think a lot of us should go out and support certain movies, especially where they don't sugarcoat it, they don't do something different, they give the fans what they deserve completely. There's not much more to talk about this because I don't want to go into spoilers, but let me just think. Is there anything else? Yeah, the intro was awesome. The character was awesome. He didn't ever feel out of character, even breaking the fourth wall. That shit fit perfectly. They had some really interesting characters. They didn't have any really annoying characters. Even the villain was annoying, but you didn't get like really annoyed with him on TV. I think the female villain in it wasn't nothing really amazing. I think she was one of the weaker characters, but there really isn't much there. However, the fighting scenes were just everything a fan could ask for. They were totally kick-ass. The story behind it, and it is a love story, by the way, probably one of the best. Is it no? Yeah, yep. It's the best love story I've ever seen. It beats The Notebook by a mile. Trust me. Take your chick to go see this movie. She'll love you. She'll love you till, 10 minutes into the movie and she breaks up with you. I don't know. Listen, thoughts and opinions about Deadpool. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? If you haven't seen it, tell me when you plan on going to see it. And if you're not going to go see it, get the fuck away from me. I don't know you. Just kidding. Thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. It's a damn good movie. Trust me. Trust me. Awesome.
Subscribe now.